Hello, I'm the real-life fake wizard. Nintendo is suing Pocketpair. This isn't new news at all. Pocketpair is the publisher that released Palworld in 2024, a game that is very clearly inspired by Pokemon but introduces a lot of new mechanics, ideas, and features. While that lawsuit is certainly ongoing, and it is ongoing, there has been a development in the legal world that does have to do with Nintendo. On October 22nd, 2025, Japan's patent office issued a non-final rejection notice for one of Nintendo's pending patent applications. To be clear, this patent rejection is not the patent infringement lawsuit between Pocketpair and Nintendo. This patent, while likely inspired by Palworld, is not directly tied to Palworld. It's supposedly linked to Pokemon Legends Arceus. So with that in mind, what exactly did Nintendo try to patent? The patent related is to the invention of an in-game mechanic where players aim a crosshair at an enemy, weaken the enemy in some way via a stun item or something of the like, throw a quote pod to deploy an allied character, triggering an auto battle, and that capture succeeds if enemy health gauge depletes. Does everything I just said make very little sense? I guess it should make no sense, but this is what Nintendo was requesting to patent. These very broad terms, these non-specific phrases that could be applied to lots of games. And sure, there's more of them. I'm just trying to keep this as simple as possible. Nintendo tried to cast the widest net possible because there's plenty of games, not just Palworld, that they think are infringing on what Nintendo does. This patent was rejected because game mechanics like this are in a lot of other games. For example, Ark Survival, Monster Hunter 4, Craftopia, and even Pokemon Go were cited as references to games that have similar mechanics, and therefore, this is not something new that Nintendo can claim ownership of. So as far as linking this directly to the Palworld lawsuit, well, again, it's not directly connected. It helps the case for sure, and we'll talk more about that in a moment, but overall, the best way to look at this is not a complete victory for Palworld or Pocketpair, but more like Nintendo lost the battle in a very long war that's likely never gonna end. Look, I'm no lawyer. I'm just a fake wizard. So this is not legal advice. This is fake wizardry working the Google on the internet machine. Because I keep seeing these tweets and posts and videos running wild saying, Nintendo is cooked, chat, we won! And it's like, no, not entirely at all, or not yet exactly. And this is coming from me, the don't buy the Switch 2 guy. Even I'm like, we gotta talk about this and look at the real facts. How does Nintendo's failed patent application impact the Pocketpair lawsuit? Because it does. Well, it weakens Nintendo's position against Palworld. The patent that was rejected was meant to be part of a specific Nintendo family of patents. This family of patents is what Nintendo is claiming Pocketpair infringed against with Palworld. The Japan Patent Office ruled that this new patent specifically lacked an inventive step for the in-game actions being taken, which establishes possible questions in that family of patents that Nintendo owns. Simplified, if all these patents are related and there's a flaw in one of them, then there could be a flaw in more of them. That's a huge hole in the Nintendo armor that they definitely did not want to take into court when battling Palworld. Secondly, this whole thing helps Palworld because there's a lot of other games referenced in that rejection. Ark, Monster Hunter 4, Craftopia, even a derivative Pokemon game with Pokemon Go was referenced as already having these mechanics before Nintendo. This is a nearly identical defense to what Palworld is going into court with. Palworld is going to claim that the mechanics in their game are not original and can be found in plenty of other games. And here we have the Japan Patent Office saying, yeah, those mechanics are in other games. Now, if we flip it around for Nintendo here, this patent rejection puts them in a position where they have to make a choice. Do they refile that patent with amended claims, or do they concede this patent and look weak? Because if they refiled the patent, they would have to refile with specificity, which might make the patent easier to get approved, but at the same time, it may no longer pertain to Palworld at all. So it can't be used in this lawsuit, making the whole thing moot and a waste of time and money. Or maybe they just concede entirely, but now no longer have this patent as part of their legal utility belt to use in litigation, which was the entire point of getting this patent filed in the first place. This is a lot of legal nonsense, and I don't want to cover legal nonsense. I'm a fake wizard. There's fake wizardry to be had. But no matter how you shake this, and there's a lot going on here, people on Twitter and YouTube are celebrating this as if it's some massive win. It's not. It's just one step in a very long-winded journey. My hope is that these small wins are snowballed into a massive victory, but we're still a whiles out from that. In the meantime, one of the best things you can do is play other games. Don't play Pokemon Legends ZA. Pick up Palworld. Pick up Koromon. Pick up Temtem. And there's a whole bunch of other monster hunting games out there. Pick up Monster Hunter. Play other games. And that's the best way for you to support your favorite indie developers in this endeavor. That's gonna do it for this one here. Until next time, create, innovate, and inspire others to do the same. If this video brought you any value at all and you're not subscribed yet, consider hitting the subscribe button. And for the love of God, cancel Disney Plus. They just raised the prices again. Disgusting. Ugh.